Alright, let's get into this absurd, messed up story because honestly, I can't make this stuff up. But before we do, hit that like and subscribe button and comment on how you feel or what you think about this real life situation. The Feces Sandwich Officer. First off, let's address the obvious. Feces Sandwich. Who even thinks of that? You've got to be a special kind of twisted to look at someone who's already struggling, hungry, homeless, and think, you know what'll really ruin their day? A sandwich full of poop. What kind of childhood trauma leads someone to think that's okay? Did his mama not hug him enough? Did he get cut from the baseball team? What's the story here? Because the only thing worse than feeding someone a feces sandwich is probably being the guy who has to explain that to the HR when you're applying for your next job. So, Officer Lurkhurst, it says here you were terminated for misconduct. Could you elaborate? Well, I may or may not have fed someone a poop sandwich. Security, we're going to need you to escort Officer Fecal Matter out of here. How did he get another job? Here's the part that really blows my mind. Not only did this guy not go to jail, but a couple years later, he's back working as a cop in South Texas? How? Who's running the hiring department down there? They couldn't find anyone better? Were they short of applicants? You're telling me there wasn't a single person during the hiring process who thought, wait a minute, isn't this the guy from that feces sandwich story? Maybe he's not the best candidate to uphold law and order. Like, what's the interview process even look like for this guy? Tell me about a time you faced an ethical dilemma at work. Oh, there was this one time I thought about not feeding someone poop, but then I went ahead and I did it anyway. Hired. Let's talk about accountability. This man literally committed what should be considered a form of assault, right? If you or I did that to someone, we'd be sitting in a jail cell faster than you can say feces sandwich. But somehow this guy gets to just walk free. And let's be real, he didn't just ruin someone's lunch. He probably destroyed that person's trust in humanity. Imagine being homeless thinking, wow, someone finally cares enough to give me a sandwich. And then you bite into it and realize that the sandwich is sponsored by a porta potty. That's trauma. Honestly, they should have locked his ass up and let the inmates handle it. You want to know what justice looks like? Let's see how he likes being served a feces sandwich for lunch. And you know those inmates would have gotten real creative with it. They'd have been like, oh, you like poop sandwiches? Okay. Well, here's a triple-decker deluxe. Now let's address the fact that South Texas gave this guy another badge. Did they run out of decent candidates? Or are they just handing out badges to anyone these days? What's next? Giving a firefighter job to a guy who got fired for lighting buildings on fire? Imagine the officer down there finding out about his past. Wait, this is that new guy? Oh, hell no. Don't let him near the break room. You know he's not allowed anywhere near the station fridge. Someone's like, who brought tuna sandwiches? And everyone's looking at him like, I'm not touching that. The craziest part about this whole thing is that police officers are supposed to be people we trust. They take an oath to protect and serve, not to prank people with poop. How can someone who showed that level of inhumanity ever be trusted with a badge again? The badge isn't just a symbol of authority. It's a symbol of trust. And when you betray that trust, it shouldn't be a take a couple years off and come back situation. It should be a find a new career where you can't ruin people's lives situation. Like maybe go work in a sewage plant since you clearly have a thing for feces. You know, the bottom line is this. If you're capable of doing something so vile, you shouldn't be in a position of power. Period. And the fact that he got off so easy is a slap in the face to everyone who believes in justice. What kind of message does that send? Hey, don't worry about being inhumane or cruel. Just lay low for a while and we'll give you your badge back later. That's not accountability. That's a joke. Man. So here's the real talk. The system is broken. If someone like this can not only avoid jail time, but also get rehired as an officer, there needs to be a higher standard for the people we trust to enforce the law. Because if we don't hold people like him accountable, we're basically saying it's okay to abuse power and treat people like garbage. And that's not okay. Not in San Antonio, not in South Texas, not anywhere. And to Officer Feces Sandwich, if you're listening, maybe it's time to hang up the badge and try a new career. Because law enforcement isn't supposed to be a joke. But you're making it one. Hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget that king mentality. Always dripping, never tripping. All I need is my money. And the hustle continues no matter what.